me just begin with overall your sentiment on this day. There have been threats for months now and certainly a concerted effort for weeks now to stop this. But the tariffs are here this morning. And what is your thinking?
Well, I guess for me, Heather, we've heard so much about this. It has been, as you said, ongoing. It's fluid. It's evolving. It's erratic. So now we've got that. So we know what we're dealing with. So let's move on. Let's figure out where we're going and let's do it. That's where I am with it.
That's interesting. So no point, bemoaning that it's here. Let's look to how to deal with it. Can you just, and I want to talk about, I know you've been very proactively thinking about the future because of St. John's exposure, but let's help the rest of the country understand. What is it about St. John that has it rank as the most exposed to the impact of U.S. tariffs?
Well, St. John has the largest oil refinery in the country. And we are also big exporters of seafood here in St. John and lumber. So, those three things combined together give us like 131% of the GDP that's going out of the country. We're producing something like 325,000 barrels of crude a day here. 80% of that is going off to the States. So, yes, we're at high risk at the end of the day with the tariffs. And of course, I guess they've discovered in the States that they actually need some energy, and so they've reduced the tariffs on energy output.
Even at 10%, though, one would imagine that'll have a significant impact. Before we look to measures, to mitigate this, what overall, in this 25%, 10% tariff regime, what will the impact be on the people, the economy, the job situation in St. John?
Well, it's going to have a huge impact. There's no doubt about that. And I mean, you've had NAFTA. Just heard this morning on CBC, NAFTA's dead. It's been murdered. We've had great economic output since NAFTA's been put in place in '93. Trump himself renegotiated it in 2020. It's created jobs. It's reduced prices. It's increased the investments in both countries, and it's raised our standard of living. So it's not going to be easy as we move forward. It's going to be tough. But at the end of the day, our objective is to become more resilient. And this is a wake-up call for St. John. It's a wake-up call for New Brunswick. It's a wake-up call for the country. I mean, we've been in this comfortable relationship with our American cousins, and now we're being attacked. So, we're breaking up with the U.S., and it's time to move on.
So how will St. John move on? You use the word, let's become more resilient. How are you preparing, or how are you going to respond short and long term, Mayor?
Well, I guess for the city of St. John, we have a port, as you've mentioned. It's got the highest tides in the world. We've got 3 Class 1 railways, a railway that goes all the way down right through to Mexico. Goods can come and go along that rail line, like from what I'm hearing, because those goods are only passing through the States. They will not have tariffs applied. We're also diversifying. The port's diversifying with other countries. We need to strengthen our resilience through those allies that we have and those relationships. And at the municipal level, what we have done over time, and we started this about 4 years ago, is we started looking at our tax rate here. And it was $1.785 4 years ago, and we have dropped that by 23 cents over the last 4 years. So we're now down to $1.55 for our tax rate. That's to increase our competitiveness as we go forward as well. So there's lots of things. We can embrace immigration. We need people for jobs here. We're looking at the long-term outputs. We need to control the expectations of people as well. I mean, we live in a time now where I can go to the grocery store tomorrow and buy strawberries right now if I want. Is that realistic for us? And is that what we want? Is that what we need? So how do we look at, getting back to who we are, what we produce, and trying to buy local and encourage that across the country? And those intertrade barriers, I mean, that's another huge thing for us with the provinces, across the provinces. So, we can get there, but we've been linked with the U.S. for so long. We've had a great relationship with them, but that's gone south now. So I say let's get going. Let's move on.
You mentioned the interprovincial trade barriers, and Nova Scotia certainly seems to be leading the way in trying to get those removed. If you talk about bolstering your port, bolstering your intermodal rail, those kinds of things, you'll need that to get more east-west to you and then out beyond St. John. Do you see that as an opportunity for you?
Huge opportunity. The province is releasing their strategy today at, I believe it's 9:30, and they will have They'll have a meeting for media and for the public to update them on the action plans that go with it. So all that strategy is going to be released today as well through the province. And we are very supportive of the province moving forward on our behalf, and they understand that they'll have also small funding available for border towns who feel the impact a little differently than, just with the population along the borders and that exchange of people. So that's all going to be announced today as well.
Okay. And let me ask you finally, I hope we can have further conversations. We're going to be taking that news conference from Susan Holt. We just got that confirmation as well. So we'll be listening into Nova Scotia's response. I'm wondering, though, for the people of St. John, what are you hearing from them in terms of their level of concern, and what are the supports that you're going to be calling for to help the people in your community?
We're absolutely hearing concerns. The border to the U.S. is only an hour away from St. John, so we're very connected to the U.S. There's a lot of people that are, there would be a lot of people who've canceled their vacations in the States this week. It's March break to ski, but they're trying to ski in a Canadian location. So people are very concerned because we've had this very harmonious relationship with the U.S. for a long time. And so it's the prices, yes, of everything, but it's also having a relationship with a country that you're attached to that is a huge concern for people as well. So, we're asking for supports for workers. We're asking for supports for industries. We're asking for supports for those that are going to be hugely impacted by this. So I guess some of this fallout will remain to be seen and the long-term effect of it. But I think that we really need, we're strategists in Canada. We've had to be. So I think, we can get the strategy together and we can move on. And this will be good for us in a lot of ways. It'll build our resilience and it'll build our, we're talking about, national sovereignty here. We need that. And so, I think that we can get there. I'm very confident. And I just think we've got a common enemy right now. That's Mr. Trump. And we're all working together in Canada. And, that's always not always the case with any country in areas and provinces, but we are all together on this right now.
Mayor Reardon, thank you so much. I appreciate it.